All right, everyone, we're back at the ASU GSV Summit. This is Laura Bowen with USTA Florida, and I'm very excited to have Genesis Whitelock here. She's one of our students that's attending the summit with us from our Florida HBCUs. Welcome, Genesis.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's our pleasure. So happy you could join us. Could you tell us a little bit about your background and how you got involved in sports?
So I started sports at a young age. I started playing everything, which was triathlons, swimming, soccer, basketball, baseball, football. My parents put me in everything. And it came down to swimming and tennis. And so they kind of decided, okay, I mean, I was a really good swimmer, but they were just like, let's just go to the tennis direction, see how you do. And I was doing really well in tennis. I think I was 6, and by the time it was like a year or less, I was already playing on the baseline. So they just fully committed to tennis.
All right.
I started.
Well, lucky for us that you did, right? Are you from Florida originally?
I am originally from Florida. I'm from St. Petersburg. So, I love my city. Love St. Pete.
Excellent. Well, we love our state of Florida, and we have quite a few friends over there in St. Pete. Shout out to St. Pete Tennis Center.
Yes. I played there.
Okay, Jack Bailey. Hopefully he's listening, but shout out to them. They actually are redoing their courts right now because of the hurricane. Yeah. So hopefully we'll get to go back and play on them and, sometime soon.
Yes.
So when you were looking at colleges, Genesis, what mattered most to you in terms of where you were going to continue both your athletic and your academic career?
I think the most important thing for me, at least, was trying to find a place where, was kind of pretty accessible, like courts are on campus. I'm getting a pretty good scholarship, playing tennis, for someone who can kind of see my goals. And that I saw FAMU in a way, and Coach Nikki, I told Coach Nikki in the beginning, I was like, I think after college, I do want to play professional tennis. And, she was like, okay, I support it 100%, everything. And Coach, I can tell you, Coach Nikki, Coach E have been there for me when I'm on the court suffering. I'm like, please help me. So yeah, I mean, finding a coach that is really there for you, really wants to be there for you is probably one of the biggest things for me. And also, another thing for me was location. Tallahassee, I think, is a great area. I mean, college life is pretty good there. There's some people that I know that they go to.
It's a little college town.
Yeah, it's very, very college. And, there's people I know that go to other schools or like in the middle of nowhere. And, it's like, it kind of sucks. You're like, yeah, I don't know what to do or anything. And I'm like, yeah, Tallahassee's the place, can go anywhere. So yeah, I mean, location was everything for me, location wise, and courts were on campus, has fitness training, everything, scholarship, and of course the coaches.
Yeah, shout out to Coach Nikki and Coach Earl, who's here with us actually too.
Yeah,
Coach Earl, I enjoy being around Coach Earl.
Oh yeah, he's the best.
He is the best. It's super fun to be around,
Yeah.
and of course, FAM having the legacy of Althea Gibson playing there, in terms of tennis, that's just a phenomenal legacy to kind of step on the court and feel like, oh, wow, like the true legend of the game who broke the color barriers here. Did that factor into your decision?
I think it did a lot as well because, obviously I told Coach Nikki when I first went to the school, I was like, I want to play professional tennis, and, Althea Gibson played there, like, Grand Slam champion at Parks. You want to play where Grand Slam champion, one day maybe, I mean, at the time I was like, maybe one day I'll be a Grand Slam champion, but, little steps, I have my one WTA doubles point.
I love it.
So.
I love it. And, we'll get you to the U.S. Open one way or another. Don't worry.
Yeah, one of these days.
You'll get there. Well, let's talk a little bit about, how the HBCU experience has benefited you as both a student, athlete, and a person. What was it, or what is it about FAM and the experience that you have there that benefits you personally?
I think being at an HBCU has been really eye-opening for me, at least. Back at home, things are a little bit different, and I think being exposed to people who kind of look like me, like everywhere, And just, in a way, just knowing that I have community there,
Yeah.
it really like inspires me a lot. Like I can be another person. Also, just knowing like I can go to St. Pete and I'll be wearing my FAMU tennis outfit, and they'll be like, "Oh my God, you go to FAMU? I heard that you guys won swag or this and that." And like it's like you everywhere you go, there's so many opportunities. And I think also as a student athlete, like I mean, like I said, I was FAMU tennis. People come up to me like, "Oh my God, FAMU tennis!" Like you're always gonna have that sense of support no matter what.
That's great. You know, when we talk about athletes as potential leaders, I think Megan Moulton Levy from our board shared earlier that 91% of female C-suite leaders played a sport. They're athletes. What leadership skills have you learned from playing tennis or sports? You've played a lot of sports that you think build you as a leader for future, professional positions.
I think as an athlete, at least, like, knowing that we're an athlete, like we have discipline, like that's the one thing. We got to be at practice on time. We have to do our scheduled meals. We have to do a scheduled weights, schedule. Everything's like on a schedule. If you don't have that organization, the schedule, and, just knowing like how to handle people, I think like your life's kind of like, oh, everywhere. So like, I think, I mean, at least in a leadership position, like we know how it is to handle like issues that maybe someone who's not in a sport might not be able to handle. Like, at least for me, like stress is a big thing, and I think I handle stress pretty well. But I know some people don't really handle stress pretty well. So
I know some people you can mentor in that, actually.
yeah,
There's some people in my life who do not handle stress.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
but that's so true. The time management skill,
yeah.
right? You all are doing a lot. You're playing the sport and you have to balance that with the academics, your family life. I think
Yeah.
those time management skills, and also not sort of, crumbling under pressure, right?
Yeah.
We all go through those times where life is sort of putting a lot of pressure on us, and it'd be nice if we could schedule everything out.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way, and you seem to handle that very, very well.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, what career path are you pursuing, and why do you think companies should specifically look for student athletes when hiring for key positions?
So for me, I'm trying to pursue trying to be a lawyer because
All
I'm
right.
trying to follow my dad's footsteps, I guess. But the process is difficult trying to find internships and everything. But I mean, I think it's good hiring someone who's a student athlete because, like I said, we know that the organizational sense of everything. We know time management. We know how to handle the stress. We know how to handle the pressure. Like we know how to handle all of these things. So, I mean, we put it into like after tennis is done for me or whatever sport is done for anyone else. I think that we put 100% effort already to our sport. So the next thing we have when that is over, we have to put into our work. So, I mean, that's what I'm ready to do when it comes to my career or my job. So,
Well, I think the fact that you're good under pressure, you give 100%, and you don't seem rattled by conflict. It seems like you'll be a good attorney someday. And I think we have quite a few of them in our tennis network. So if you need some good mentors and job shadowing, I think we can hook you up.
thank you so much. Thank you.
So last question. We're here at the summit. You've had a full day today.
Yes.
So what really stands out to you that you've learned so far? And what can you take back as a future woman leader that resonated with you?
So what resonated to me, I had two of these summits that I went to, or the two of the programs that I went to. One was with Google that kind of really stood out to me with like they were talking about how integration of like Jesuit I guess religion is like involved with Fordham University.
Okay.
So I mean it was really interesting to see like how AI and Gemini was kind of involved with the university and how they have the students there like trying to learn all the I guess Gemini and all this stuff like trying to make the program. But what really stood out to me was like they were saying how I guess in a way there was like a problem with people like say gender or even race issues. There was issues with I guess not relating how Gemini needs to be able to relate. So I guess that was a really big thing for me. And I guess another thing I learned was from it was like a global from Mexico. Like they're trying to like a big thing with these two meetings was integration. So I think that was a
Okay.
really big thing for me to learn, I guess, today was all integration, how communities need to be able to be put together, expand together. So I
I
think
love that.
I'm taking that as someone who's interested in like policies and interested in the law and stuff and all that stuff like gender, race, everything, like learning how to work together and be collaborative and building the community is probably, I mean, from both of these meetings that I had went to, the number one thing that is like the number one problem in a way. And it's like you would think it shouldn't be a problem. Like it's today's world. We have AI, we have all of this stuff going on, but it's still a big problem and it's something that needs to be a lot of progress to go. So, I mean, knowing this information, I can take it to, I guess in a legal perspective or policy making perspective and be like, okay, yeah, this is what we need to do. And, just expand it, like, especially gender equality and gender, anything to do with gender, like, I mean, women,
Yes. Hello. We're here.
we're here, we know.
We've been here for a long
yeah,
time.
yeah, we're very smart people. So I would say, so yeah.
Well, I love to see how many organizations are saying young minds, this technology, the future, it's your future. And I love seeing how you all see the world and digest the information. And we're very excited to partner with you on AI projects going forward. And I think, to your point, technology can do a lot of things for us, but that idea of the human connection and really understanding each other and what makes us unique and different and appreciating that and celebrating that, I feel like we're always going to need that in the world. So thank you so much for bringing those observations here to the podcast, but also taking them back with you. I think the world will be a better place. And I can't wait to start working with you and the team on some awesome projects.
Yes, I can't wait too. Thank you.
So thank you, Genesis.
Thank you.
That's all for this edition of the Here to Serve podcast. Thanks for tuning in. For more episodes of the Here to Serve podcast, including upcoming topics, dates, and guests, visit USTAFlorida.com/here to serve.